Hey guys, Becky here with Design Bundles, and I'm super excited to have you join me today. I am speaking to all of my new, prospective, and existing business owners because I put together my list, my personal list, of the top 10 things that you can do with Design Bundles to help grow your business. Hey guys, so here we are. This is the designbundles.net website. And you guys, obviously, I work with Design Bundles to put together these videos, but if you didn't know this about me, I have been a fan and a customer of Design Bundles for a really long time. I would honestly say that I believe that I have been a customer of theirs since they started the website for fontbundles.net and then, of course, designbundles.net. Those are sister websites, if you didn't already know that. So really love them a whole lot, and I have used them for purchasing my designs, my patterns, everything like that, way before I ever started making videos with them and for them. So I am very, very excited because I feel very passionate about helping others. Obviously, that's why I like to do these videos. And I really love to help crafters who are looking to help themselves. And what I mean by that is that a lot of crafters will eventually morph their crafting into a business, or some crafters, they know from the very beginning, hey, I'm making this investment in myself and I'm going to make it a business. So whether you are just a hobbyist now or you know that you are becoming a business at some point, then this is a really great video for you. But it is also still really good information just for crafters to help you with your crafting. So, all right, that's my little spiel there. Let me go ahead and jump into it. The first thing, the most important thing, if you take nothing else away from this video, is Design Bundles and Font Bundles. They have an amazing marketplace that is full of really awesome designs. Now that includes freebies, okay, if you didn't know, because a lot of people, I really believe that they're under the impression that Design Bundles is bundles. But guys, on top of the amazing bundles they have, which are pretty darn amazing, and I think a lot of people know about that already, but they have a lot of resources available to you, like this one is free designs. You can come on the free designs. There is no commitment required. You do sign up for a free account, but guys, that actually works to your benefit. That's going to be a point later on. But under free designs, there are just a whole arsenal of tools available to you, whether they are vinyl designs, whether they are sublimation designs, and like, for example, this one would be great for leatherette jewelry and different things like that. And what I love pointing this out is because it's a great resource for beginners, but it's also a great resource for more experienced crafters as well. And I come here and I check here very regularly. You can also follow them on social media, and they will share their freebies there as well to kind of, let you guys know, hey, you can come check out this freebie. And the freebies still come, let me show you, with the premium license. Now, we will talk just a tad bit more about the premium license later on, but the premium license basically covers you in order to still be able to use this. Here we go. Allows commercial and personal use. Okay, why is that important if you're not selling? Because eventually you may choose to sell. And if you start off by using and purchasing files that have that free commercial use, then you don't have to worry about later on, am I allowed to sell this or not? So just really, really beneficial. Even though it's free, even if you're not selling right now, it's covered under that license. Now, like I said, they have the freebies, okay? They also have a lot of really great deals. There are dollar days, okay? It's going to be the last Wednesday of the month. And then, of course, there's a big dollar event towards the end of every year. And then, of course, they also just have really awesome specials from time to time. So it really is more than just coming here to check out their bundles. Like I said, bundles are really great. They're really great value. You get a lot in the bundles, and a lot of times they're pretty diverse to be able to check out maybe new files and see what works for you. But guys, this is something that I've probably only been doing for, I would say, not a year yet. I have not been doing this for a year yet, okay? But this is the Plus membership. Now, what is a Plus membership? A Plus membership is a paid membership that you sign up for. And of course, there are going to be different levels. Now, these are the different levels, and of course, you get different levels of benefits depending on the level of membership that you have. But so I did subscribe to the gold membership, and what I love about it is not only so for $18.99, I get $50 or 50 credits rather. So I don't want to say dollars. It's 50 credits to purchase any 50 designs from the plus section that I want. And guys, before you throw that out the window, let me tell you, these are not just your basic designs. These are not designs that you're like, well, maybe, I mean, it's a plus design. No, these are really good designs, and I have been thoroughly impressed. And I am a fellow SVG designer, so I can go there and, I mean, even clip art and backgrounds, and there's a whole range of things in the plus membership. But then I also get a discount on every purchase that I make that's not a plus purchase. And then I also get after party access to the deals. And then, of course, I mean, a lot of other great things. And another thing we'll talk about later on is access to the Scape editing software, which is a fairly new addition. And we do have a video to show you kind of one project that you can do in there. So make sure you check our video library for that. But where I'm going with this, guys, is that it really is a more robust website and company than what you give them credit for. And I don't mean that everybody mistakes everything that they have to offer, but I just know from my personal experience, I was very surprised to eventually slowly learn how robust the website really was, and I really enjoyed it a lot. So now, like I said, let's just recap. You get freebies. Now that includes, I showed you designs on the sister website, Font Bundles, same thing. You get access to freebie fonts. There, of course, is a whole entire marketplace where you're supporting other crafters. Okay, this is a marketplace full of, and I don't say crafters to mean that they aren't also professionals. Of course they are. Of course they are. You get very high quality designs, but you are supporting other crafters and designers to work on things that they love and things that they're passionate about. So, we always talk about shopping local and shopping small businesses. Well, I mean, this is another great way to do that because the designs are provided by individuals. So that's really exciting. And then, of course, you have the subscription, which is the plus area that I was telling you about. And guys, I mean, so look at that. This is a plus membership. You have access to almost 75,000 products. Okay, that is really exciting. Now, obviously, you do not just get to come in here and download every single one of them, but there is a really great video, again, in our library to give you more information about the Plus membership because there's really just so much more than I can ever tell you about. So just consider this a very brief overview. I personally love my Plus membership, and it's something that I think everybody should check out. Now, let's talk about number 2. This is going to be protection from copyright. And what I mean by that is that unlike other marketplaces that are out there, and I think you guys probably know which one I'm talking about, but you don't have to worry, for the most part, you do not have to worry about different designs that you purchase or use from design bundles coming back to bite you in the end because it is actually a copyright violation. Now, how do I know this? Because I know that as a designer, if I've made a mistake and listed something that I did not realize was covered under copyright, then design bundles reach out to me and they're like, hey, this is a copyright issue. We've taken the courtesy of removing that for you. And of course, I'm like, thank you, because I wouldn't ever want to purposefully infringe on somebody else's copyright. But unfortunately, not all marketplaces and designers take care of that. I know that design bundles, they do regular scrubs of their designs, and they have teams dedicated to taking care of all this for you. So when you purchase and use things from design bundles, then you really have a good feeling of knowing, hey, I don't really have to worry about that. I hear that all the time from beginners. They're like, well, I purchased this design and I assumed that if it was for sale, then the designer had the right to sell it. Guys, we know that that is not true. We see copyrighted designs all the time, not on design bundles, of course, but on other marketplaces. And it can be frustrating as a beginner to know what I can and cannot use if I'm not really on the up and up about copyright and copyright infringement. And of course, by copyright, I mean copyright and trademark and patents and that sort of thing. So really, really love that. And it just gives me a lot of peace of mind, not only as a designer, knowing that they're looking out for me, but also as a customer, knowing that they're still looking out for me. So really, really good. Now let's talk about number 3. Remember, I touched on the fact that you're going to create an account. that is really exciting because it saves all of your purchases. So I don't know how much experience you guys have had, but I see it all the time in a lot of the Facebook groups that I'm in, that somebody will go to update their computer or their computer crashes or whatnot, and they lose all their designs and they lose all their fonts. And it is very devastating, very, very devastating. And just know that when you purchase from design bundles or font bundles, then all of those purchases are stored in your online account. So you can actually go back. I mean, I don't want to be like, you can go back the last 20 years, but I can go back to designs that I've purchased what now feels like forever ago and re-download those if I need to. So that's going to cover all of my fonts, all of my mock-ups, my clip art, literally anything that I have purchased in the past from design bundles is all here in the same space. So look, I have 10 pages worth of purchases for different bundles. See, this is where I started out buying bundles, and I'll be honest with you guys, I buy a lot of bundles, but I just love that I can come in here and re-download those if I need to. Now, number 4, another really great thing that I love about design bundles is you literally have just about anything that you need as a crafter at your fingertips. And I don't even just mean to buy SVG files or buy sublimation files. I mean, you literally get templates for your social media. You get planners and scrapbooking and laser engraving and embroidery and single line designs and fonts and graphics and photos and backgrounds and icons. And like, if you were to come here to the website, and obviously I'm going to urge you to do that if you have not visited their website before, but really guys, to go through here and check out everything that they have to offer is a worthy investment. It is such a great use. Take 5 minutes out of your day and go check that out today. Because even just exploring the crafter section over here, I have definitely found, paper cutting, fabric crafts, guys. They have fabric crafts on here. I'm not even a fabric crafter, and I'm really excited about that fact because I know that if I ever need to look for these, I don't have to know exactly what terminology I'm looking for. So if I come to fabric crafts, then maybe, I'm looking for a leatherette design. Maybe I'm looking for a pattern. Maybe I'm looking for a mock-up or, there's just a ton of different things that I can come in here and check it out. And just alone in the crafter section, you're looking at 255,000 designs. That doesn't include graphics and add-ons and photos and different things like that. So the amount of goodies that you have access to is absolutely staggering in my opinion. But like I said, so you even have Canva templates, you have printables. I mean, guys, I just can't stress enough how much goodness is absolutely in here and included in this website that I guarantee you, if you were to come and check it out, you would definitely find at least one thing that you were like, wow, I did not know that Design Bundles had that on their website. All right, so let's start talking more about what this means for you as a business. All right, we've definitely covered a lot of the great things that you will use as a customer, as a consumer, as a crafter, but let's focus in a little bit more about your crafting business because that is a really important aspect. So Design Bundles actually has a lot of goodies that can help you differentiate your business from other business in your area or whether you're competing with online business. And what I mean by that is that you can go to the little search here, and I'm going to show you just a couple gems that I really think everybody should take advantage of. Look at these. These are stickers that you can print and cut and apply with your orders. That is really useful. And this is one of those things that is really underrated, okay? Because not everybody really thinks about packaging or branding or, I'll be honest with you guys, when I first started doing this and I started selling things here and there, I mean, I didn't have any idea how to package up my stuff. I didn't know, what it should look like. I was buying basic boxes or, plain bags or using shipping materials from my local post office. And I'm not saying that you can't use those, guys. You can, because it's really whatever you're comfortable with. But something as simple as, wrapping your t-shirt in tissue paper and applying a thank you order. You really want to be able to give your customer that wow factor. Because let's face it, as crafters, I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of the customers that we're selling to are going to be women and or gifts for women. And maybe that's the wrong assumption to make, but all I know is that if I include a thank you sticker on my order or a thank you note. Okay, there is also an area dedicated to where I can make little thank you postcards and things along those lines that you can come here and you can create and just include. If you don't want to do the sticker, you just do a little handwritten note or something like that. And it really, really sets you apart. And whoever your recipient is going to notice when you do it much more than they'll notice if you don't do it. If I get an item in the mail, for example, from Amazon, Amazon is not going to send me a personalized note. And I don't necessarily miss it when it's not there. But if I order something from an individual and they take the time to go above and beyond to give me a pretty package to open, that really stands out for me. And it's something that I will be happy to, I don't know, maybe I'll take a video and show others how beautiful the packing was. And, I just feel like as a society, we're really geared towards loving when businesses and individuals go that extra mile. So I really love that aspect that these resources are available to you on Design Bundles to be able to really go above and beyond to impress your customer and express your appreciation for them purchasing from you. So very, very important. As a matter of fact, if you just search for small business, that's really going to give you just a world of things that you can do. You will be able to make apparel for yourself to really advertise your small business. Like I said, the amount of stickers and printables is really, really impressive. But just coming through here and giving it a browse, and I guarantee you that you will definitely find ideas that you will be able to use for your business to really kind of crank it up a notch. Like I said, differentiate your business from other businesses that really are your direct competition. So speaking of standing out, let's talk about another really great section. If you go to the crafters and go to craft mockups, this is a really great way to advertise your goods. It is also a really great way to save money, and it's a really great way to get approval before you make customized items. Now, I have several videos that are dedicated to using mockups, whether you want to do them in Canva, whether you want to do them in Silhouette Studio, and if you want to do them in Designscape, which is something we touched on briefly as part of that gold membership. But mockups are really, really outstanding, and they're a really great way to advertise. So in addition to those mockups, like I said, there's tons of social media templates, and all I have to do is search for social media. And these are ready-made graphics that you can use. So whether you're looking to advertise your social media, you can put these graphics on your business cards. You can make them as stickers to hand out for people to share. You can even use these ready to post graphics, whether it's going to be on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, anything like that. And it really makes that eye-catching branding. Okay, that you can come in here and you can find these really awesome. This is one of those things, again, when you're starting out, that is really like, man, how can I catch somebody's eye to get them to look at my products? And these social media posts are a really great way to do that, because what you can do is you can customize these for your business, and you can, add your own photos and your own information. But at the heart of it, having access to that template, not only is it going to save you a whole lot of time, but for the majority of us, if we are not social media experts, these templates are going to look way better than things that we can design on our own. So not only is it going to save me time that I can reinvest into my business working on something that's within my skill set, but I know that what I'm putting out there is going to represent my brand in a very positive way. It's going to look very well put together, and I'm going to get like a little bundle of graphics that I can use. That way I have a very consistent look for my social media accounts. And believe it or not, as long as you're using like a consistent branding across all your social media, having these templates will help you draw them all together. So somebody that may follow you on Facebook, they may also recognize you on Instagram because they're going to pick up your colors and your look. So very, very good to be able to come in here and access these social media templates. And like I said, also the ability to advertise, hey, don't forget to follow me on social media. So social media is a very, very, very powerful tool for crafters of all levels. So I just really cannot stress how important it is to, really make that effort and make yourself stand out. So my next point is going to be to elaborate a little bit more on the Designscape. Now, again, like I said, as part of my Plus membership, as long as you're at the gold level, then you get access to this editing software for free. Now, what can I do with this editing software? The this is actually a very robust software, and I'm a little bit embarrassed to tell you that I'm not super proficient in it because I rely so much on Silhouette Studio, and that's kind of a crutch of mine. So I am making an effort to learn more about it, but I know a lot of crafters that use this software, and the fact that you can access it for free with your membership is really, really awesome. Now, one tutorial that I can point you guys to is the ability to use smart mockups, and that's something that I can't do in other software that I use on a regular basis. And a smart mockup is, let me show you, is going to be the ability to almost interact with your design. So if I were to import one of these photos, I could technically apply a design, but it's going to look really flat. And a smart mockup is a really great way to show off your work and have it look more realistic. So I'm not going to elaborate too much on smart mockups because, like I said, there is a separate tutorial for that. But that's just one really awesome thing that I personally have been able to use Scape for. It is, like I said, just a very robust software. And if you are a beginning crafter and you do not have a lot of outside experience in other softwares, this is definitely somewhere that I would start focusing energy on because, like I said, it really has a lot of really neat tools. And like I said, the fact that it's free with your gold membership, I mean, it's just kind of a little plug in favor of deciding which level I may want to subscribe to. Because if I'm already going to sign up for a plus membership, then I can just spend a little bit of extra money and get access to this great designing software that I can grow with and I can learn more down the road, even if I'm not ready right away, knowing that I have that available to me. So when I say, oh, I need to learn how to do this, or I want to start making my own designs and saving them in this format, or I want to combine elements and make my own graphics for sublimation or seamless patterns or different things like that. I mean, there's just so much that you can do with a software that is robust yet simple enough that it can grow with you. So speaking of helping your business, another thing that I think you can get from design bundles that will really help you kind of conquer business obstacles is the ability to access planners and resources that will help you do that. So let me show you just for example. So these are business planners. Now you can find business planners, you can find crafting planners. This is a crafter's business bundle, small business planner. And this does not mean that you have to be a planner person, okay? You're like, oh, planners aren't for me. Guys, planners are for everybody. And if you are a business, planning should be an item on your to-do list. And what I mean by that is that these are resources. We kind of lump them in under planning, but so this is a custom order form. What small business does not need a custom order form? Can you design one? Of course you can. Well, maybe you can. Depends on where you're at in your designing skills. But is it going to be everything you need, and how much time is it going to take you to get the job done? Now, if you just happen to sit around and you just have tons of time on your hand, hey, more power to you. But I know that most of you guys, and you're feeling me when I say this, time is not on our side. I mean, I feel like every day I wake up with less and less time and more things to do, right? So being able to come in here and access these resources, and in the long term, guys, even things that I have to purchase is a very worthy investment in my business, and they're so inexpensive for what I'm getting in return. Not only are they going to help me keep my business organized, maybe keep my orders organized, keep my life organized. Look, this one is even a lunch meal planner. I personally need that because I am eating out way too much working down here at the business, right? But it can help me get my taxes in order. Okay, that's a really big thing. It can help me track what my profit margins are. Let me know if my business is successful. Let me know if I need to cut back on the spending. Maybe I need to not order those shirts that I was going to keep in stock, or maybe it's time to invest because now I can see, all right, I've been ordering all these sublimation prints from XYZ business and I've made enough money or saved up enough money. I'm going to buy a sublimation printer, or I'm going to buy a laser cutter or something like that. So really being able to track different aspects of your business to know, am I going in the right direction? Am I making enough money? Am I charging enough? Am I spending too much? There's so much that you can do as long as you are analyzing your business correctly. Now, I'm not saying that you are going to download one of these planning orders and trackers and, tax sheets and you're just going to become this professional at knowing how to master business finances. That's not going to happen. But a lot of times I feel like you don't know what you don't know. It's been like a motto in my life. For example, I didn't know what sublimation was, but until somebody spoke that in my ear to hear the word sublimation, I had no idea it even existed. So how many years of my life did I not know what sublimation was? And turns out I love it. I love sublimation. So a lot of times what you can get from coming and browsing through all the different files that are available is you learn things that you should be researching and you should be looking out for. So, I don't want to turn this into a lecture because like I said, you don't know what you don't know, and being able to come in here, maybe somebody didn't know what a mock-up was, or maybe somebody didn't know that they could use this for commercial use. That's the point of doing all these really great videos, is because we want to share this information with you. And speaking of sharing information, this is item number 9. Of course, I probably should have moved this up to the front, but this is probably my favorite thing, because I am so passionate about sharing knowledge and sharing, any little tidbit. If you guys have ever commented on any one of my YouTube videos, or you've hit me up on, one of the Facebook groups or whatnot, you know that I will share with you anything that I know, anything that I can possibly embark. You can believe it will come spilling out the end of these fingertips, and I will share with you my honest opinions about anything and everything that you ask me about. Where I'm going with that is YouTube videos are just one of the many aspects that Design Bundles offers to support you as a crafter, as a customer, as a business. So not only do you get the freebies, not only do you get awesome YouTube videos showing you how to do all these different things, whether it's silhouette, whether it's Cricut, sublimation, laser cutting. There's so many different things that they have videos on, designing videos and font videos, and it just all the videos on all the things. And of course, I really love them. I think it is a really great resource, but they have a dedicated Facebook group. They have an active presence on social media, on all the social media, to be able to help you out. They have an awesome support team that you can email in if you just have a question about, something on the website or whatnot. If you have a problem with a file, you can actually reach out to that exact designer and get help troubleshooting your problem. So where I'm going with that is Design Bundles is so easily accessible, and they're so invested in you as a person and as a business, because that's the way that we all become successful, is helping each other out. And that is, just a really good thing. It gives you a good feeling at the end of the day to know, hey, the help is there. If I need help, it is there for me. I just have to reach out and grab it. And last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about the fact that you can also generate a passive income through Design Bundles. Now, this is where I started on my designer journey, is that I opened up and became an affiliate for Design Bundles. Now, what that means is that I can recommend their products, and in exchange for that type of link and that type of recommendation. And guys, let me make it very clear. It is not hard to recommend Design Bundles products, because they are so amazing. So these were things that I was already telling other crafters about anyway. But now I can throw my link out there and be like, hey, here's a link. If you follow it, I earn a small commission. Now, of course, you do have to research the type of disclosures that you have to give to be able to use the affiliate programs. But it's a passive income, because especially if you are already recommending these products or sharing them with, crafter friends and that sort of thing, then it's a really great way. Just basically you sit back and it'll feel like, maybe a slow trickle at first, but the more links you put out there and the more you help people and the more, you connect people with the resources that they need, it can really build over time. And then once you become super confident, maybe you will walk down the road of becoming a designer, whether it's going to be patterns, whether it's going to be scrapbooking layouts or SVG files or fonts. There are so many different areas that you can get into designing, even photography. Say you're new to crafting, but you're an excellent photographer. That may be an area for you to look into. And a lot of this, I'm not saying that being a designer doesn't take work. Of course it does. But you're investing in the time to do those files, and then the files will continue to sell themselves for you. Now, of course, Design Bundles does a good portion of that, and they do the advertising for us, and they put the marketplace for us, and it's really, really amazing that they're there, because then that's work that I don't have to take time out of my day to do. but files that I created maybe 5 years ago are still earning money today. So it's a really great way to, build on, especially if you're already making files for yourself. And of course, you want to make sure that you are putting out good files, genuine files. You're not, violating any copyrights like we touched on earlier, that sort of thing. And you just really want to make sure that you're ready to take that step. But when you are, Design Bundles is here for you in that aspect too, that you can do the affiliate links and you can do selling your own designs. And it's just another way for you to grow with Design Bundles through this progression of beginner to intermediate to maybe even expert crafter and eventually to a designer. So it really is a company that you can grow with as a crafter and as a business. So guys, hopefully I made some pretty important points for you today, because I know a lot of times it's hard to really cover all the bases of how you can grow your business, but I'm telling you that Design Bundles really has a lot of really nifty tools that can differentiate you from your competition and help you grow at the same time. So obviously it's one of my favorite resources. I use Design Bundles for years and years and years, virtually since the day that they came out. And I just really cannot brag enough about how happy I am to do these videos and to be able to help you guys use the resources that are at your fingertips and grow personally and professionally. So of course, if you have any questions, make sure you leave those below. I really do love to hear from you guys. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way we can keep bringing you these really awesome videos in the future. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up for today, but thanks again. Thank you for always stopping by to see me. I really do appreciate it. And we will see you again next time.